Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Go To Guitar Lessons. I'm Justin, and today I want to be taking a look at the Beatles' "Help." Super easy song to play, super fun to play. If you're just jamming out at home, it's such a feel-good song, and if you're playing it live, it's a real crowd pleaser. So let's take a look at the song. It's just some simple basic chords, and I'll show you guys what's up. All right, so "Help" is in the key of A. But the intro to the song lands on a B minor chord, and these are just run-of-the-mill basic chords. There's no smoke and mirrors going on here. So your B minor chord is going to be your pointer finger barring the second fret, and then on the fourth fret of the fourth string, you land your ring finger down there. Pinky finger cozies up next to the ring finger on the third string of the fourth fret, and then your middle finger is covering the second string of the third fret. And then we move to a G, which is now you're barring the third fret. Ring finger's going down on the fifth fret of the fifth string. Pinky finger's next to your ring finger there on the fourth string of the same fret on the fifth fret. And then your middle finger is going to cover the third string of the fourth fret. Go to E chord, which is just basically, just a basic E chord, E major. So your ring finger is going to be on the second fret of the fifth string. Pinky is going to be on the second fret of the fourth string, and then your middle finger is going to cover the third string on the first fret. So now if you notice, I like to walk the root notes down, sort of like how you hear it in the recording. But I'm pretty sure John is just strumming that all the way through, and then you hear George doing that on the with the lead. But I like to play those within the chords because I do this song live quite a bit, and it fills out the song. And sometimes you have to sort of fake some things here and there if you're just performing by yourself. But so let's run through that one more time. It's just B minor to G to E. And then the part where they all go up high and "Won't you please, please help me?" That is not as complicated as it sounds. It's just sort of this silly riff that just is characterized by the Beatles' persona, just their attitudes and their character. So they have sort of this silly little. And so what that is actually is you've got your ring finger down on the seventh fret of the fifth string. And then your pointer goes on the fourth string of the fifth fret, and then the next two strings, the third and second string, are played open, and you just go from the fifth string on down, and then you walk that down a half, or you walk it down a fret each time. So you have. And then you land on your A. It takes a little bit of practice just with the picking because you got to be a little bit quick about it. So it's even I struggle with it sometimes, and half the time I leave it out or I just kind of muddle through it because it takes some pretty close attention to detail to really nail that one and hammer it home. So. So moving on into the verse, we start in E, so where John kicks in with "When I was younger, so much younger than today." It's basically A major to a C sharp minor, and then an F sharp minor, and then D, G, back to our A. And you want to make sure you get that.
When I was younger, so much younger than today, never needed anybody's help in any way.
So A major is just played on the second fret with the second, third, and fourth string there on the second fret. And then you can kind of wiggle your pinky on and off just to give it a little effect. And then we jump up to a C sharp minor, which is just like the B minor before, but it's played a whole step up from that. And then we go to our F sharp minor, which you're covering the second fret with your index finger there. And then your ring finger is going to hold the fifth string on the fourth fret, and then your pinky cozies up next to that on the fourth string of the fourth fret. And then we jump to a D, which is your pointer on the third string, second fret, and then your ring finger hits the second string of the third fret, and then your middle finger is hitting the first string on the second fret. And you want to be sure that you're strumming from the fourth string down, otherwise it sounds a little bit too muddy. So you want to kind of hit that. So from the D we jump to a G, which is pretty easy to switch to. You keep your ring finger in place there, and then drop your pinky down on the third fret of that first string, and then move your pointer and index finger to the second fret of the fifth string, and then the third fret of the first string, and then back to A.
But now these days are gone and I'm not so self-assured. Now I find I've changed my mind, I've opened up the doors.
And then that pretty much moves into the bridge here. So when we jump to our bridge or chorus or whatever you want to call it, the main hook of the song, we're going to be hanging out on that B minor chord for like an extra measure. And you're basically repeating the intro. So,
help me if you can, I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate you being round.
So it's just that B minor hanging out for another measure, and then to our G, B minor to our G.
Do appreciate you being round.
Help me get my feet back on the ground. And then won't you please help me. We got to play that funky little riff in there.
Appreciate you being round. Help me get my feet back on the ground.
And then it jumps into the next verse, and then it basically repeats the verse a couple times, and then we get into the chorus part again. But for the ending,
appreciate you being round. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you help me?
goes to an F sharp minor.
Help me, help me.
And then ends on an A. If you're playing it by yourself, you can throw the first string down on the second fret, because that's sort of what you're recreating that way with what they're doing with the vocal parts. But if you're singing it, you land on that A.
Help, please help me.
So there you go. Like I said, there's really no smoke and mirrors. It's all just basic chords, and it's a whole lot of fun to play. So I hope you guys get a lot of enjoyment out of playing that one. I know I certainly do. Like I said, it's really fun to play live. It's a good crowd pleaser, and it just feels good, you know, when you can really bang out those chords and do your best John Lennon impression. So if the video was helpful, go ahead and like it. Subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll catch you on the next one.